Obtain a copy of a Spanish birth certificate. If you need your Spanish birth certificate for the processing of legal documents but lost your copy, you can obtain another copy through the U.S. Department of State. This especially works if your birthplace is Spain but became a U.S. citizen through your parents' U.S. citizenship. Your birth certificate then will be the Consular Report of Birth, FS 240, or Certification of Report of Birth, DS 1350, which your parents should secure after your birth. To obtain a copy of FS 240 or DS 1350, you only need to write a request and secure identification documents. To help you, here is a guideline. Make a written request. You need to write a birth record request and send it to the U.S. Department of State. Indicate the reason for requesting the birth record and important birth details such as your full name, birth date, birthplace, your parents' full name, and your parents' birth dates and birthplaces. You also need to furnish passport and marriage information. Adoption details are also required, if there is any. Make sure to supply all the needed details, otherwise, the request might be denied or might take a long while to be completed. Enclose an affidavit. This applies if you are requesting for a new copy of FS 240 to replace your lost copy or damaged copy. The affidavit must indicate your name, birthplace, birth date, and the condition of your original FS 240. Have it notarized. Include your contact details. Don't forget to write your contact details in the request. Include your current address, daytime telephone number, mobile number, and email address. Remember that you should be in the States when making the request. Enclose proof of identification. Copies of any valid IDs and cards that can serve as identification proofs should be included in your request. Passport, driver's license, Social Security card, and medical card are accepted. Affix your signature. Make sure to sign your request. Then, have it notarized. A non-notarized request might not be processed. Send your request. After completing the request, send it to U.S. Department of State Passport Services Vital Records Section 1111 19th Street, NW, Suite 510 Washington, D.C., 20522-1705. Consider sending a self-addressed envelope. Enclose payment. Birth record request will cost you $30, but each additional copy is worth $20. Make sure to include money order or check with the appropriate amount. Address it to the U.S. Department of State. The department will not be liable for lost cash. Wait for a few months. The U.S. Department of State can't completely determine how long it will take for the request to be completed. Generally, though, the birth record can be delivered to you 1.5 months after the request was made. Remember that aside from you, your parents, your legal guardian, and any authorized person or government office can also make a birth record request on your behalf. When you already have a copy of your birth record, make sure to keep it in a secure place to prevent loss or damage. Although it is pretty easy to secure another copy, it doesn't make sense to do the whole procedure again just because of negligence.